Okay, so today we'll go to a new chapter called the Trigonometry. Trigonometry is all about triangles. It's either we find the length or find the angle, the unknown length or the unknown angle. Okay, of course, we are more interested in dealing with the right angle triangle. And whenever we have a right angle triangle, we must label here as 90 degree, and here is the theta. Okay, and the length between the 90 degree and the theta is what we call the adjacent. So this is what we learn right in Sec 2. And the length opposite to the angle theta is what we call the opposite. And the longest length of a right angle triangle is what we call the hypotenuse. Alright, so this is just a very brief introduction to trigonometry. Okay, let's go to concept 1. Okay, so concept 1 is what we call the tua so. Okay, so the main function in trigo is the sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay, so how do we find sine theta? Sine of the angle. Okay, so if you look at your tua so, right, the so is the sine. Okay, so this is the so, right? The so is the sine. So sine theta is the angle that we label right here. So sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So if you do not need a calculator to calculate your sine theta, you just need the length of your opposite and the length of hypotenuse in order to calculate what is your sine theta. And if you want to calculate cosine theta, you must look at your car. So C cosine theta is equal to, if you look at the A and H, right, is A adjacent divided by H. Last but not least is the tua, right? The tua is the tangent. Okay, tangent theta is equal to opposite divided by adjacent. So you need to know which divide by which. Okay, so let's take a look at example 1. So example 1, we want to calculate what is sine 35 degree. If we try not to use calculator, we can just calculate the sine theta in terms of the length. Okay, so sine 35 is sine 35 degree, right, is equal to opposite. Okay, so 2.8 is what we call the opposite, and divide by the hypotenuse. So it's equal to 2.8 divided by 4.9. So if you use calculator to calculate your 2.8 divided by 4.9, you will get a value of 0.571. Right? So let's go to example 2. So example 2, we want to calculate our height of the tree. So how do we do that? Okay, so notice that we are given an angle and a length. Okay, the length is the hypotenuse, right? So this is a right angle triangle, so I can use my tua so. So tua so, which one should we use? We should use so, right? Because we are interested in the O, the opposite. So we must use so. Alright, so sine 45 degree is equal to the opposite divided by the hypotenuse, which is 20 meter. Alright, so opposite is equal to 20 sine 45 degree. So just press your calculator and make sure that your calculator is in terms of degree mode, because if you put radian mode, it will be wrong. Okay, so you'll get about 14.14, or you just round it off to 3SF, 14.1 meter. Yeah, so this is how you use tua so. Alright, so spend some time to try the tua so question, and take a look at the solution after you have finished.